Diddy parties. Those are his parties. And I was one of the kids that was one of the party favors. And a party favors means that you're set on top of a table and you're used as a toy for anybody who comes across the table or who wants to party at a certain time of night when the music stops and then the DJ starts flashing all these lights and they
in this industry, what you must understand is when you do sell your soul, you are allowed to live forever. And these people that are called youngins, rookies, new booties, I would no idea that these people still live.
Ron Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going?
I mean, yo, Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash gooshmash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf, the smooshmash.
What?
Diddy.
Did Orlando Brown and Ally Carter really just open up about being exploited by powerful people and even stranger things at secret Hollywood parties? Now look, unless you've been completely offline, you've probably heard whispers about how unhinged Hollywood parties can get, especially after Diddy's so-called freak-offs started making headlines. But listen, nobody had animals or dark rituals on their bingo card. Yet Orlando and Ally are saying they didn't just hear about it, they lived it. So yeah, pull up a seat, because this story is about to spiral fast. If you've been following this whole Diddy chaos, then Orlando Brown and Ally Carter should already ring a bell. These two have become some of the most dragged, doubted, and dismissed people online. And what's the common thread linking them? Those same wild, industry-only parties. According to them, the trauma goes even deeper. Both claim they were taken advantage of before they even turned 18, and their lives have never truly recovered since. Back in the early 2000s, Orlando Brown was Hollywood's golden boy. Insiders were calling him the next breakout star, and his future looked unstoppable while That's So Raven was at its peak. But once the show wrapped, everything started falling apart. That very year, his life took a dark turn when he was arrested in Houston for possession, and sadly, that was only the beginning. By 2011, Orlando was back in trouble again, landing behind bars for nearly a month after failing to provide proof that he completed a court-mandated 180-day alcohol education program. And then things got even more disturbing. Audio surfaced of Orlando making violent threats against a woman and her family. For anyone still holding on to hope that he was just misunderstood, that moment convinced many that something was seriously wrong.
You, your mama, your daughter, and everything.
He later entered rehab in 2016, but he was soon pulled back into his intense substance struggles and ended up getting arrested again in 2018 for narcotics possession. At that point, people still believed he was just acting out because he experimented with drugs and became addicted. And sure, part of that may be true, but that's not the full story, because it gets even darker. In that same interview, he also put Diddy on blast, alleging that he was pressured into intimate acts shortly after That's So Raven came to an end.
Will make you buckle, bro. Make you buckle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, cause man, people done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids and shit. People, Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash gooshmash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf, the smooshmash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You gave me the ooshkash muash. I love it, yo. I love it. You gave me the ooshkash muash.
And
that ooshkash muash. You know what I'm talking about, Diddy? Diddy. And people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials, and you're looking at the people that are missing, and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. I just think that, people just need to realize what they're looking at when they're watching television. Everything is right in front of you. The revolution was televised, and don't nobody get.
Now, you'd think that after everything he'd already said, he might ease up on talking about Diddy, but instead, he lit the internet on fire again. He went on to claim that he had been intimate with Usher, Diddy, Drake, Bow Wow, and Busta, sending shockwaves all over social media.
You smashed him when it was a girl?
I didn't smash him.
So how you know
we
that?
Made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
why you not naming no?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sicked his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
But like I said, Orlando isn't the only one with a nightmare story. Ally is another deeply traumatized individual, and she's been speaking out about her experiences for years. She alleges that she was taken when she was just 15 and held in a hidden bunker, where others were subjected to disturbing ritual-like acts, including being restrained with heavy metal chains while so-called Illuminati rituals were carried out on them.
4-year-olds that people take pride in bars of children. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses and dogs with them, and then they get off on that. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people hang children upside down in satanic ritual meetings, and they literally hang them. Literally, by metal prongs, they hang them to get dripping out of them, and people go up under and like you're under a rainfall.
But before Ally could go deeper into what she says was done to her, her life was allegedly put in danger. Supposedly, she was set to appear as a witness in Diddy's trial, but his associates are claimed to have made sure that never happened. Just one day before she was expected to take the stand, she vanished, saying unfamiliar people had been following her. She even shared a video claiming her home had been broken into. Not long after that, authorities reportedly stepped in and placed her under witness protection.
You get pressured, attacked, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get abused and re-victimized again by people who want to argue a back and forth this week like that fucking mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters, Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in the meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the speaking out. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marx, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my. So here you go. You can have it. Right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, but when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize everything that they're saying. When you realize that that's bullshit, then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention. Pay attention. I'm still not asking you for a damn thing but to wake up. I'm not asking you for a damn thing but just to get outside. I don't give a damn about money, numbers on my platforms. You can have all of it. You took everything. The only thing that I give a shit about right now is the fact that there is a baby in the way. There's babies in the way. There are people that I love that I can't get out of the way. What am I supposed to do when the people in the authority that you're supposed to go to, you can't go to them?
The thing is, Ally wasn't shocked that the feds didn't take her seriously. After all, everyone knows how much influence the industry has over them. What really upset her, though, was that ordinary people she expected to support her ended up joining in, calling her names, when all she had done was try to shed light on the ugly things happening behind the scenes.
Ever thinks about the victims? Nobody. The victims' lives get turned around when the
others' lives want to just get announced. You slap them on the wrist and you bring up every source of trauma for the victim. But nobody wants to stop and think about that. We're not talking about the victims that are still going through this right now with other people who are running to cover their and deleting their social media.
But Ally didn't stop there. She decided to take matters into her own hands by filing a sworn affidavit where she laid out disturbing details about what she says she endured. In that document, she named several powerful figures including Birdman, Denzel Washington, and Young Jock as alleged accomplices. According to the affidavit, people were allegedly lined up and treated like objects, placed in a room and made to wait while others came in and selected them for abusive encounters. Once that was over, they were reportedly returned to the room and the cycle continued. Ally claimed she was forced into repeated situations, with different areas set up for different disturbing behaviors, creating what she described as a highly organized system of exploitation. She said she was made to sit and wait to be chosen, comparing it to how someone might pick an item off a table at a party. Ally also alleged that she and other girls her age were instructed to lie down while horrifying acts took place around them, including situations involving animals, all while others watched. She emphasized that several girls were subjected to this abuse publicly, and she made it clear that her affidavit didn't even include everything she experienced, suggesting there is still much more that hasn't come out. To back up her claims, Ally included a photo from her time in the bunker. In the image, she appears visibly distressed, crying, restrained, and clearly not there by choice. The trauma was written all over her face. And remember how she was reportedly placed into witness protection? According to Ally, prosecutors wanted her testimony to stay narrowly focused on Diddy alone, not on the underage victims or the wider network she claimed was involved. Once it became clear that she wasn't just targeting one person but exposing multiple powerful figures, she says she was blocked from testifying altogether. Ally claims the goal was to publicly take down Diddy, not to open a massive investigation that could implicate politicians and other high-profile celebrities. Her testimony, she says, would have blown the case wide open, and that's exactly why it was shut down. As usual, people had plenty to say. One comment read, "This country needs a serious reset. The justice system doesn't even mention the children because they're in on it all. Save our children, please, Lord." Another person wrote, "You can tell Orlando was abused by Diddy. That laughter is really pain. I feel bad for him. But now it's your turn. I want to hear what you think." What are your thoughts on Ally Carter and Orlando Brown's trauma stories? Do you really think they can ever fully heal? Drop your opinions in the comments below. And don't forget to click here to watch another one of our very messy, eye-opening videos.